motherfucking Trevor Dustin. Trevor Dustin. Trevor Dustin. Trevor Dustin. Motherfucking Trevor Dustin.
I get awkward, man. Going back to my ineptitudes. I get awkward. I saw this chick I know. She's walking down the street, and she sees me, and she goes, "Hey, Trevor, how you doing?" All that was expecting me at that point was to just be like, "I'm fine, how are you?" That was it. That's all that it was expecting. What I do instead is she goes, "Hey, Trevor, how you doing?" I go, not too shabby. Every now and then doing comedy, dude, like, doing comedy's awesome. Like, you hang out with comedians, and sometimes just weird shit happens. Like, I was on the way back from a show with a buddy of mine, super stoned. He just looks over at me and goes, "Hey, Trevor, do you think, like, if cats were bigger, they'd eat us?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I do. You've heard of tigers. They're real." Why are we having this conversation? Do you think, like, somewhere where there's tigers, like Siberia or some shit, like, they're having the reverse conversation, like, "Hey, Boris, do you think if these giant man-eating monsters weren't so huge and vicious that maybe, like, they're just a little smaller, maybe they'd sit on our laps and purr while we rub their backs and feed them empty cans of tuna, do you think that might be?" I was doing a show, and this girl comes up to me after the show, and she says, are you married? I said, "No." She says, "Are you seeing anybody?" I said, "No." She said, "Do you want to come home with me and have sex?" I was like, "Yes." It was the easiest quiz I've ever taken. Well, come to find out, she was like a porn star. And on the way back, I was like, "Okay, so here's the thing. I gotta figure this out. You, for a living, you get railed out by monster dongs every day. Why are you trolling around a comedy store just rolling the dice? Like, what? You don't know what you're gonna get." And she just looks at me and she goes, "Oh, I don't like big dicks." To which I replied, "Perfect. You're in for a treat." We get back to her place, and she goes to the bathroom. I start going through her closet. Because fuck it, I'm a guest. She invited me. And if you want to get to know somebody, you go through their closet. That's where they're hiding all the shit they don't want you to see. So I go into her closet. It's this big walk-in closet. She's got, like, whips and chains and leather suits just lining both sides of this walk-in closet. And I'm like, fucking sweet. She's a superhero. This is gonna be awesome. So I start going through her shit because I'm drunk and an asshole. And then I find the drawer full of dildos. Just a big drawer just full of 13 to 15 dillies, just little dillies just hanging out in there. So I grab them all up because I'm 13 on the inside. She comes walking in. She sees me, and she's like, "What are you doing with those?" And I said, like, "I found your dildos." And she goes, "Oh, those are for my clients who are dudes." And I go, "Huh!" And I pelt her with like 12 dildos. She was mad about it. She grabbed one of the whips, and it was like this long, gnarly thing with like other whips coming off of the big whip. I felt like I did something wrong on a pirate ship. Like, that's... And she won't, like, she's got me bent over, and she's not gonna do anything until she spanks me. And I'm bent over, and she's going to town. Now, here's the thing, okay? I said I was in the military. I fought in the wars. I've killed people. I'm not bragging. I just want you to know that when you're picturing me bent over the knee of a 90-pound white girl, and I'm just trying desperately not to make this noise. It was like all my training as a U.S. Marine was going into that moment. Just like, "No, you're not going to get anything out of me, bitch." Like, that's how it went down. But she could see that there was like, I was visibly distressed. And she just looks down at me and she goes like, hey guy, how you doing?" And I look up at her and I go, not too shabby.
Motherfucking Andrew Boydston. Boydston. Andrew Boydston. Andrew Boydston. Boydston. Andrew Boydston. Fucking Andrew Boydston.
I know what I look like. I'm not too much better, right? I look like a career gas station attendant. Gas station sushi. You ever ate something that filled you up and left you emptier than before? I'm from a similar town. I'm from Taft. Oh yeah, I'm sorry that it smells like what you fill your car up with instead of cow shit, Tulare. Yeah, because we're so fucking worse. No, we are. We are. Driving to Taft is like taking Mad Max's Fury Road to get to The Walking Dead fuck Breaking Bad. How about this? You guys ever had that dark moment where you didn't know if you could get the second McChicken without overdrafting? When it becomes the $30 menu? Question mark. I was in Los Angeles recently. I was eating at a Jack in the Box, having my breakfast sandy, enjoying myself. Yeah, first day of vacation, hour 1. Just wanted to get something to soak up the fucking mistake fuel from the night. That's alcohol. That was up before the night before, yeah? I'm sitting there at Jack in the Box. And I see this lady just kind of like looking at me every now and then. And I'm just like, what the fuck's that about? And I just go back to eat my sandwich because I'm stoned and I'm hungry. And I go to take a bite out of my sandwich and then all of a sudden, bitch just like apparated right here. Doesn't say shit. Lowers 2 hash browns onto my plate. And said, those are for you. Yeah, anybody know how to deactivate that fucking bomb of your life? I didn't know what to do. I just called and renewed my Body Exchange membership to my gym. I don't even go. It just made me feel better. I got lucky enough to do role play with a girl. Yeah. But but she liked nerdy role play. Yeah, that's in my wheelhouse. Now I'm swinging for the fucking fences. I'm trying to make the team at that point. Oh, I'm a little bloated and farty from the Olive Garden tonight. Can we turn the lights off?
So you've made the darkness your ally. But I was born in the dark, molded by it.
Sometimes you walk by the bed, kick open a box, dildo falls out. Or as she described it, a marital aid. Fuck you. You just swindled another dick into the relationship, let's be real. I'm okay with it. I didn't miss a beat. She was like, oh my God, you weren't supposed to see that.
Your precious armory. Graciously accepted. We will need it.
Called me a couple of weeks later and said, Andrew, it burns down there. Have you gotten tested recently? I'm like,
The fire rises, brother.
couple of weeks after that, she was like, Andrew, I think I'm pregnant. I'm like,
Time to go mobile.
Motherfucking Mike Zaleski!
Mike Zaleski!
Mike Zaleski! Mike Zaleski!
Mike Zaleski!
Mike Zaleski! Motherfucking Mike Zaleski!
Went into Food for Less in Atascadero, California. First thing that happens, right when I'm walking up, some really fat guys putting one of these giant sandwiches on the conveyor belt, the ones they make out of like the day-old baguette bread. You guys ever seen it? It's like Section 8 delicious, you know what I mean? It's like so yummy. It's not the weird thing. So the guy puts it down, and the lady goes, your total is, and he goes, hold on! Wife's getting the Pringles. That's not the weird part. The dude right behind him goes, good girl. The fuck? So this lady's walking out, she's got her arms full of bags, and he holds the door open for her, and then she goes, "Oh my God, thank you." And he says my least favorite thing that white people say ever. He goes, "No problem. I'm old school like that." White people, we have a fine line where old school like that's okay. Yeah, I pull the chair out for her when I'm on a date, hold the door open for her. I don't want black kids to eat with my kids. That's the line where it's like, pump the brakes, homeboy. We didn't do great. We built this country. Well, kinda. Sorta. Fat people. Are there any fat dudes in here? Put your fucking hand down, you piece of shit. What world are you fat? If you're fat, I'm just a planet, like, you piece of shit. Yeah, totally. Fucking poser fatty. Fake ass fat person. I work customer service, and in customer service, it's one of those things where you like, these people come to your work and it seems like they've never had human contact in their entire fucking life. Seriously, dude. And I work at this place, and this guy comes in and he goes, "Hey, Mike, I bought this charger here, and the cord won't reach the wall. How do I fix that?" And I was like, "An extension cord?" And he looked at me like I invented extension cords. Oh, fuck yeah, all right. What? I'm gonna explain the internet to you later. Your mind's gonna explode.
Motherfucking Jeremiah nation. Jeremiah fucking nation. Nation. Jeremiah fucking nation. Motherfucking Jeremiah nation.
Every Sunday night we have an open mic. We run a lot of shows. People always ask me, what does Tellarius mean? It is best described as this. Tellarius is like if you ever see a guy riding a bicycle with one hand and towing another bicycle with the other hand. Right? That shit's hilarious, right? Have you ever seen a man in a scooter, a fucking hover round, right? Going through the crosswalk with another man sitting in his lap. That shit's real. That's Tellarius, right? Tellarius is knowing somebody who has saved enough camel bucks to own a piece of property with camel on it. I watched this movie again as an adult, and this is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. And trust me, you're gonna get on board with this. Watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory again as an adult, and tell me Grandpa Joe isn't the biggest piece of shit you've ever seen in your fucking life, right? This guy lays in bed all fucking day with 3 other old disgusting people sweating, pissing into a bedpan, just being a disgusting old piece of shit. While his daughter is boiling clothes, right? Like, she's got to give people hand jobs in an alley so she can bring home a loaf of bread to the family. And then as soon as his grandson comes home with the golden ticket, this guy's out of bed. We're going to the Chocolate Factory. I'm dancing. I can dance. You can dance, Grandpa Joe. You can work, motherfucker. You piece of shit. What the fuck are you doing laying in bed when you can dance? Spider-Man's cool, but he only works in New York. Spider-Man can never exist in Tulare, right? This is like the tallest fucking building in Tulare. It's like 2 stories. You imagine Spider-Man trying to jump out of a window like, oh shit, nothing. All right. Just spends all day spinning around the water tower. You good? No? Oh, it's a car alarm. I'm up here if you need me. Right? It's absurd. I want to know, like, how many times do you think one of the Fantastic Four walked in on Mr. Fantastic blowing himself? Because you know. If you could, you'd at least try it. And if you tried it, you're doing it all the time, bitch. You're doing it all the time. He probably gets weird with it. He probably just goes around the back and underneath. He's just like, yeah, you know. He goes out a window, down the block, around the building, back in the window. People are walking by like, hey, look at that neck. They have no idea what weird shit's happening at the end of that neck. Human Torch walks in like, what the fuck, man, again? You know you would if you could. Married life, man. Like, it's not this, like, we finish each other's sentences. It's like, marriage is like running a marathon. Only you never get to stop running this marathon until you fucking die. And the only person who hates you more than you hate yourself is right next to you the whole time, telling you how shitty you are at running fucking marathons. You suck at running marathons. You're the worst marathon runner I've ever seen. I should have run marathons with your brother. He's way better at running marathons. You fucking bitch. I hope you die first and I get to fuck your sister.